Yo, what's good with everybody out there? Me and Steve Assault sitting here in his basement, bringing it to you live. Number 2 this week. Can you believe it? It's here. We're here. Steve, how you doing? Unbelievable, but it's here.
I am fantastic.
That is great to hear. Frisco Dave and Trevor Melman say hi. They can't be here, of course, right now, but they'll be back soon. Don't worry. Their commentary will be here. Thanks for everyone who checked out the last episode. I don't even know how many people because I didn't really check, but somebody did because we got some followers and stuff, so that's cool. So
it was a very energetic episode. There was a lot going on. Tensions were running high on that day on December 6th.
Yes, they were.
So what is new? What's been happening since December 6th?
Some hillbillies got arrested. That's about it. I don't know if they're really going to even get in any trouble, but they got arrested. That's it.
I think some of them will definitely get into a lot of trouble. But, there's a lot of stuff coming out about it. I think we're going to find out a lot about what happened more. But to me, the more that I really think about it, I think it's really actually, part of me still thinks it's really cool that they actually did something like that.
Okay, so anyone I've talked to thinks it's awesome.
Yes.
That they, not the people those weird-ass fucking racists and shit and hillbilly motherfuckers, but just in general, because most people don't really care for the government that much. But they also think it's ridiculous that somehow these people just basically got let in. Some of the doors they just got let in. Then other doors they just beat up cops and stuff.
Well,
and they honestly didn't even get arrested when the shit was done. So I think there's obvious double standards there.
Yes. Well, I was reading and listening to a lot of different things. And, there's a lot of different conspiracies and different opinions on what may or may not have happened.
We should. So after we talk about this for a minute, you do bring some of those up.
Okay. But again, back to just it happening in general and what my thoughts are about it. I think I'm really bummed about the fact that they really just didn't fucking accomplish anything at all. They really didn't do anything.
No, it's just because they didn't really stop. They stopped it for a couple hours, I guess.
But they just did nothing. What was their goal? I guess their main goal was to get the electoral college ballots and destroy them.
Yeah, and hang Mike Pence. They were going to hang him.
I love that they. I don't know. I mean, was that really the goal? I mean, maybe this. I don't know.
They had the zip tie guy.
Yeah, what would have happened if they would have got a hold of somebody like a Pence or a Pelosi? What would they have done?
Okay.
What would have happened?
This brings us to a point. We're not going to go too far up, but me and Steve were talking about. So in any organization when you start out, so back, we're both from crews and stuff like that, and what happens is in a crew or whatever you got going on, you have certain guys that grew up together or are friends. Then when things get bigger, like say, some kind of weird Trump thing, you might have had people that really believed in stuff. But then you're going to get weird fringe lunatics. You're also going to get psychopaths.
And criminals.
Yeah, and they're there just to, I don't blame them. They're there just to cause, riots and beat up cops. So to me, if they would have gotten to, Pelosi or something, I think they're handcuffing her, trying to take her somewhere. Maybe not executing her on the grounds, but there's no way there's not. I mean, they're beating up cops to get in there. They're not doing it for no reason.
And they beat the cop to death.
Yeah, the one cop died, got hit with a fire extinguisher. I had also read that he had a heart attack or something, but it was because after he was beaten, basically his heart gave out. Also, other people who were crushed to death and shit.
I also read another one of the cops killed himself.
Yeah, and a cop killed himself? Did they say why he killed himself?
No. I mean, maybe he killed himself because of multiple gunshot wounds. Maybe that happens.
Yeah, that is true.
When you have something to say or talk about.
Yeah, dude, who knows? That's a conspiracy right there.
Again, here we go. A lot of conspiracy theories, a lot of stuff going on. Because to me, it was a very confusing event. It was confusing because they broke in, they did all this stuff, but they really didn't do anything. So to me, it
like
seems
I said,
very confusing.
There's some doors, if you watch videos, there's doors like dudes like fighting like it's like fucking zombie apocalypse. They're trying to keep them out. The other doors are like, hey, dude, I'm making not that much, so just come on in. So that definitely is very strange.
Well, I read some interviews and listened to some things, and I had heard some people talk about how there was less security than normal. Because I was watching a video that Michael Moore did. You may or may not like Michael Moore, but Michael Moore is a guy who he makes films, and he's been there in that building a lot. He's worked in that building a lot. And he said it's really not easy to get into that building from personal experience. And he said also the building is like a big labyrinth. And they were actually in people's offices that were like, they have secret offices. That's like their real office.
They said they were telling them where. They said some of the guards were like, go here.
Yeah, the people were told where to go and what to do because he said there's no way. He said those people just got right in and knew right where to go and what to do. He said if you'd never been in there before and you didn't know where you're going, you'd be really lost. And to him, it seemed like they were let in and they were told what to do and where to go. And there was
let's be real. this is the capital of the United States.
Yeah.
If you can just walk on in, I mean, first it makes your country look like a joke. All the other countries who already laughed at us really were laughing. Not that I give a fuck, whatever, man. I still got to work and pay taxes, whatever. But if you're Super America guy and that shit happens, I mean, you should be pretty embarrassed because
Yes.
you ever see Olympus Fallen? Isn't that what the name of that movie is?
Yeah.
All that movies, they got dudes with machine guns, got to hold it down. I mean, these dudes just fucking walk up, tell some security guard to let him in. They're like, fuck it, dude. Just come on in. Don't beat me up.
Now, here's the thing, man. Like, this is the type of thing where, okay, we've all seen Invasion USA. If you haven't, you need to.
Yes.
But we've all seen goofy movies like this, and there's some, like a Rambo or some hero comes and he, like, saves the day. But this is reality, so no hero was coming to save or do fucking anything.
No, just some couple dudes who were on duty just got their ass beat. Or just were like,
or just
hey,
let
fuck
them in.
this.
Well, another thing
I don't blame them for letting them in either.
Well, another thing that I heard was that some of them were sympathetic to that cause, and it was a plan.
100% they were.
Also, there was less security that day than usual. And also, a lot of the people, they sent their staff, they told them not to come in that day. So a lot of the staff wasn't there because they said something might happen or they thought there would be danger.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, if these people told their staff not to come in, I mean, shouldn't you be like, this is the day we need the most security, not the least security?
If we're thinking about this, if being rational, not even when we make jokes all the time, I mean, this shit's a straight joke.
Yes.
They already knew the shit was happening.
Yes.
It was said it was going to happen. They have the guy down the street. They're getting them all riled up. Then the people walk up the street and just go right in the Capitol. Anyone with the fucking brain, I mean, even the people who were there said that's what they were there for.
Yes.
The people were like, hey, we're going. The storm's coming. We're going right to the Capitol. Then they came there, did that. Anyone who was on the other side's like, hey, these people are going to do that. But somehow the government couldn't fucking figure that out.
Yeah.
The government can figure out if your gas mileage is fucking right that you claim
Yeah,
on your taxes.
Here's the other thing.
But they can't figure out that 100,000 people are going to try to storm a Capitol when it's just said by the president.
Think about this shit. Think about how everyone's like, oh, man, they're watching. They know everything you say and do. They track all your shit on the fucking
They don't
phone.
know dick.
These motherfuckers just straight up said, this is what we're going to do, you know?
The president
Like,
said,
where
come
the-
here and get wild. He said
Like,
it.
where the
Like, I mean,
fuck-
it's not hard.
Like, the FBI really must have dropped the ball on whatever surveillance they're doing on everybody or whatever the fuck wacky computer fucking Big Brother system they got. Must not have been working really well last week because
Yeah,
it
I
seemed
agree.
pretty
That's why I think
obvious.
it's confusing to most people because you're like, I don't really understand any of this.
I mean, I feel like if we made some sort of threat on this shitty podcast that like 200 people listen to, I feel like the FBI would probably be coming to ask us some questions.
That's what Joe Schmo writes
But-
something on Facebook,
Yeah.
and the feds come to his house and interview him.
Yes.
The president's like, hey, come get wild. And literally people, I mean, this was from all over the country. The lady who got killed was from San Diego. She
yeah,
lived
she was
in
from
San
like
Diego.
California.
There's people all over, like
Yeah.
arrested, like Oklahoma, Arkansas, Florida. They all came in for this, but no one could figure that out. What was going to happen?
No, I mean, we've all read books, me and you, we know about like soccer hooligans and what they do, like how soccer hooligans
course.
come from other places, and they have entire teams in England and these other cities that like are just there to surveillance and follow these
Yeah.
guys so they don't come and just like kill some little kid at a fucking soccer match or football match. But yeah, they just
Football.
our FBI and CIA, they couldn't figure this out.
Dude,
That's
those
just-
people need a fucking demotion or something, you know? I mean, that's fucking pathetic.
I think they dropped the ball there a little bit.
I mean, just a little.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like the cop got beat to death with a fire extinguisher. It's like, eh.
Hey, whatever, man.
Yeah, so conspiracy, why I get why people have those conspiracies, because, I mean, realistically, it's like, look what happened, you know? I mean, think if that was armed people.
Well, the
With
next
machine
one
guns
is
or some
supposed to be
shit, you know?
armed. See that now there's the next one that they actually posted flyers for everywhere, and they want people to march on all the capitals on the inauguration day, and they want them to be armed.
When January 6th, if you didn't know, there was already all the other capitals in, you know, California, Arizona, there were other capitals were raided, basically.
Oh, I think I said December 6th at the beginning. Did I say
January
December?
6th.
Or did I say January 6th?
And then what is it, January 20th coming up?
Yes.
But anyways, I think this stuff's interesting. We're not going to always talk about politics on here, but this is a very punk movie from the 80s kind of shit going on, mixed with, I don't know, it's like a mix of Red Dawn, Death Wish 3, Invasion USA,
that it was like
Cold.
I wish that it was like more like Death Wish 3 because it
It's
was
like
like
in
Death
real
Wish
life.
3 like a couple hundred people would have been killed.
Yeah, if they just had dude, all they need is one guy with a fucking machine gun
Yeah.
and a buddy to hold the ammo, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's bodies on the fucking Capitol grounds.
Now I told Rob, we talked about this earlier this week. What if there could be a beat 'em up style video game like Streets of Rage that's
Capital
based on
Chaos,
this?
bro.
Yeah, Capital Chaos. So like you're just running around and you're fighting these guys. You're gonna fight one of the dudes as a boss that's like got the fucking bison fucking
Oh
thing.
yeah, he'd have to be a end level guy.
But at the end, you fight Trump, and Trump would be in like he'd bust through like the wall of the Capitol building, but he'd be like a robot Trump.
I think it would be sweet.
That game.
They should make that game right now.
Yes, somebody should get on that game.
I don't. Yeah, you got to do it.
I want to play this game.
Could be, you'd have Antifa guys too.
Yeah,
you
it could be
fight.
Antifa dudes. But Antifa's the thing. Antifa was in that crowd though.
See,
so they were there, and they were the ones that did all the shit. They grew all these shitty beards.
Yeah, the Antifa thing.
Yeah, they grew these beards that were really long just to blend in. But here's the great part about that is that the Proud Boys basically just said, we're going to dress like these people, and we're going to make you think that we're them.
Yeah.
But they just like laid their plan out ahead of time like
So
a
it
fucking
didn't
retard
work.
moron would. I'm sorry, I
work.
said the R word. But
It didn't work.
It didn't really work. It didn't work out for them. And to me, like it's like, why would you lay your plan out what you're going to do? It just takes
It's just
away
like
everything.
when you don't kill the good guy, you have him captive, and instead of killing him, you just tell him your whole plan, and then he escapes and he foils the whole plot of the movie.
Yes.
But yeah, that stuff, I don't know, man. Like, I will say this. I do like that all the Patriot guys have moved on from, like, Black Lives Matter stuff, and now they're just like, hey, we just want to overthrow the government. I think that's much more interesting to me
Yes.
than just, like, a guy with a black hood fighting a hillbilly guy.
Yes.
That's, we had enough of that. Them taking guns and, like, and they want to kill senators and shit, that's more interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Way more
it
interesting.
gets going. Yeah, way more interesting than just dudes like fist fighting outside of like a Shell station or something. So, very interesting times.
So we'll see what happens moving forward with all this.
Yes. And I'll say one thing. This does make sense because I had lunch with some friends today, and they're talking about bizarre Trump people. Now, you can think whatever you want, but the fact so far from everything I've read from either side is literally they don't have any proof that Trump won the election. All the lawsuits pretty much lost. 60 of them or something like that?
Yeah, it's like some ungodly
Even
amount.
his main guys, Mitch McConnell, Bill Barr, all of them said that there was nothing there. Trump's guy who was in charge of it. And the only reason I'm bringing this up, this isn't to be like, oh, yeah, Biden, hell yeah. It's just to be like, well, I just don't see this wacky proof they have.
No.
If you had any proof, I just believe in facts, so I wouldn't care. I'd be like, oh, damn, they ripped them off. But if you do believe it, it makes sense that you would fight if you're a patriot guy.
Yes.
If you really think like Trump got ripped off, it's like that makes sense. So if you cannot get these people who are total fanatics, they're just like religious fanatics at this point. If you can't convince them that they're wrong, I mean, you're going to have some major, major problems because they really think their country's being stolen from them.
Well, I read something today.
They just never realized it's been stolen. They never had any of it anyways. Rich people have owned them as slaves since they were born, but in their weird minds, they think it just happened now. It's like, no, it happened when the day you became to life. But
yeah, that's the thing they should be pissed about, that you can only vote for two fucking guys.
Yeah.
And not
rich
just
guy and other rich guy.
Yeah, rich guy and other. That's the thing that they should really be pissed off and they should really storm someplace about. Or
because
maybe
there's conservative people and very leftist people, and really it's just super rich people control you from the day you're born.
Yes.
Sorry to break the news to you. It's not really that exciting.
Or, maybe they should have stormed the Capitol and got everybody free health care or something.
And that's the thing. So I understand storming the Capitol because you're pissed at the way this country's run because it's run like shit.
Yes.
Unless you're a super rich person. But to think that with no fucking facts, it's kind of ridiculous.
Well, I read something about this just a little bit ago, and it's a great thing. And it was like, it said that there are some people who believe in, different things than I believe in, and they believe in alternative facts. And these people think that I'm the person that's the wacko, and they think that I'm wrong. But to me, the person said that if I'm somewhere, if I'm at a demonstration or a rally or anything, and I look around and I see neo-Nazis, then I know
no
that
one's getting rid of.
I know that I'm
there
on the wrong side of whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because if you look around and that's what you see, you're definitely not on the right side. Because
the one lady was quoting Hitler at the fucking thing. For Christ's sake,
these people, nothing good is going to come from them. And,
well, they don't put their foot down. So it's like if you're going to have say you're like, hey, I'm just an American guy, and you really believe Trump got ripped off.
Yeah.
But it's the Proud Boy stuff. There's dudes in Proud Boys that aren't white, but they literally will march with Nazis. They'll march with KKK guys. It's like, if you have an agenda and it's a super bizarre right-wing fascist agenda, it doesn't matter who you're marching with. You're all to the same point, no matter what race the guys are with you, So, I don't see any arguments there because we have plenty of people that are like kind of on the fence sometimes. They won't straight say it, but you can kind of tell. And I'm like, hey, man, facts are facts. Sorry. So who knows what happens by the next podcast? We could be blown up.
Yes, we could.
Because we actually are in the capital of Ohio right now. We do it in the basement. They let us in. Thank you.
Well, I joined a militia, so I got to go and...
DeWine lets us in the Capitol basement. We do the
I got to go
podcast.
march on the Capitol. I don't have a gun or anything like that. They said they want you to be armed, so I guess I have to find a way to get a gun.
Yeah,
so
I have a
could be
flamethrower.
I could be armed for this.
Yeah. No,
So-
you got to be armed. Oh, see the armed stuff.
See, I
man.
have my shirt on. I have this camo shirt on
Yeah.
because I joined the militia.
Ohio militia. Actually, there's got to be a militia around here, but
Yeah.
what would it be? Austintown militia,
I don't know what it'd be.
Struthers militia. I'm actually in Struthers and Girard militia.
To me, I could envision like a militia around here being something like the 80s police academy version of whatever militia would be. It'd be some real half-ass thing. There'd be just like some weirdo fat guy that shows up with a bunch of donuts.
No,
there'd be
mine
like
we
a
have jib jab
Tackleberry
hot
guy.
dogs, of course, because we're in Girard. So
Yeah.
cheese dogs all around with your AR-15. If you don't bring an AR-15, though, you got to buy the chili. It's just how it works. Their chili's not the best at jib jab. I'll be honest with you. Wait, so any other conspiracy? Just because we're trying to get this out of the way, then we can talk about other stuff. When Frisco comes back
Well,
on, you know he's going to talk about Metallica Load was sick and fucking the Doors were awesome. And Trevor will talk about aliens and bike riding and stuff. So we'll have but right now it's just me and Steve. There's a fucking curfew, for Christ's sake, people. Give us a break.
And there's a Browns Steelers playoff game.
Yeah, the playoff game, which I'm saying, I've told this people all day, 50-50 is I think it's either way.
I will not make any sort of. I don't know. I can't.
I think the Steelers are not great, and I think the Browns are better, but they have no players. So to me, that goes back to 50-50.
Dude, yesterday.
Oh, no fans in the stand. Come the fuck on.
Yeah, that too.
Tennessee, there's like 80,000 people there, but the Steelers can't have one fan. So really, it's just strange. Walmart parking lot or something game.
Yesterday, last night, I watched. My son has seen most Steven Seagal movies, but last night we watched Out for Justice, which he's never seen, and he lost his mind because it is the movie. It's one of those movies where every line has profanity in it. It has every swear word that you could ever imagine.
Yes.
Every 5 seconds. Also, this movie, it's like in Brooklyn. This movie does not do Brooklyn any favors. It just makes everybody from Brooklyn look like they're a piece of shit. There's just prostitutes everywhere, and just everybody's got like a foul mouth, and everybody is just like, is it really like this? Was it really this way? I don't know. But this was also in 1991, so maybe these people have cleaned up their act and language a little bit.
I said the dialogue for real seems like a joke because it's almost like done poorly. Like people swear, it's like double negative stuff. It's really weird.
It's a pound for pound. It's some of the most profanity I've ever seen in a fucking movie.
And I don't even know what type of cop Seagal's supposed to be in it because he has like a beret, like he's a commando or something.
That's what my son goes. Look what he's wearing. Why is he wearing this clothing? What's he doing? And he just acts like he's like an Italian man. He talks in like a really bad Italian. He's like, if I started talking like this, hey Gino, like if I started.
It's a really odd movie.
It's very odd, and the movie has gore in it that's even gorier than horror movies at the time.
Yeah, it's very gory.
Like when he blows the guy's leg off with the shotgun, it is brutal. It is just fucking nasty, and it's great.
The movie is kind of like the equivalent to blaxploitation films from the 70s, but it's an Italian exploitation film.
Yeah, they have like mafia guys.
Yeah, like it's just like
everything.
make Italian people just look like straight garbage people. You're just like, what? Like, yeah, they're just like weird sketchball. Because in any movie with a weird sketch cop, a rogue cop, like Seagal just beats people up for no reason.
In the movie,
he's not a good
he's
guy.
not a rogue cop. They just tell him, he goes, hey, just give me an unmarked and a shotgun. They go, okay,
but
here
that's what
you
I mean.
go.
He just does he's just a cop that's just like a piece of shit.
Yeah, then he just like reports back to the cops what he's doing. He just goes and roughs everybody up and kills people and hits them
So
with
he's
fucking
not
meat
really
cleavers.
a good guy. And then the bad guys, they're definitely bad guys, but Seagal's not really a good guy.
And they make the bad guys so bad. They make the bad guys in that movie extra bad, like worse than most movies, because they have the dude just pull the lady out of her car and just execute her and shoot her in the head for nothing.
And I guess there's crimes, just you do whatever you want back then. Cause
in that movie, yes.
Yeah,
well,
it's a wacky film.
I mean, Steven Seagal's going to come get you if you do that, so.
Yeah. I'm scared. He lives in Russia now. He's actually a Russian citizen. That's not even a joke.
Yeah, I know. He's Putin's pal.
But he is like 400 pounds, so I mean, 400-pound martial arts dude. Falls on your leg, I mean, you're fucked.
He's going to break your leg off.
Straight in your ass, you're fucked.
He doesn't even need to blow your leg off with the shotgun anymore. Just sit on it, and it just will fall
just
off.
Gnaw on it
Just
like a fucking hog man from Swamp Thing or some shit. Wait, so Steve, might as well ask you, what is your favorite? We've talked about this.
We've talked about this many times.
Now, here's the thing. For you people who only are discovering this on the YouTube channel, we did like 100 episodes or some shit.
Yeah, we did a lot of episodes.
Yeah, so there's people who are fans of that. I'll try to tell them to come here, but I'm sure we've talked about this. But what is your favorite Steven Seagal movie? I think it's Out for Justice for
I
you.
think Out for Justice. Here's the thing: it's very close between Out for Justice and Marked for Death.
I love Mark for Death, and I
think
love
those
Hard
two,
to Kill.
They're neck and neck.
Yeah.
Hard to Kill is good, but here's my sleeper. The number 3 for me is On Deadly Ground.
Okay, here's my exact list for everyone out there who doesn't care, but I'll tell you anyways. Definitely Marked for Death, Hard to Kill, Under Siege, Out for Justice, and On Deadly Ground tied.
Oh, I don't know. On Deadly Ground is a sleeper, man.
Here's one of the problems with Seagal
movie.
movies. Like, even if you watch an Under Siege or something or Hard to Kill, the bad guys aren't really that
They're not.
obnoxious.
Well,
Hard to Kill, kind of, but they're not even really in there. But Under Siege, it's like Tommy Lee Jones and shit, Gary Busey. It's good guys. If you go to On Deadly Ground, there's another one. The most obnoxious, like just disgusting ass people. So you're like, ugh. It's just not entertaining. You know, they're bad guys. You want to see them die and all, but
I like On Deadly Ground because it's so ridiculous. He flies in a helicopter. He rides a snowmobile. He rides he's a dog sled. He's riding a horse.
well, if you don't know what that is, that's when he was like
doing all this shit, man.
Yeah, he's like an environmentalist.
Yeah, that's his
He's
environmental
a Native
movie.
American then, so he's not
Yeah.
Italian anymore. Now he's Native American.
He's Native American.
This is when he'd wear like the old man J.C. Penney's coat, which I actually like those.
Yeah,
coats.
where's like the coat with like the tassels,
Yeah.
the leather
Because
jacket
then he's
with the
like,
tassels.
"Oh, I'm not Italian. I'm actually Native American now."
Yeah.
For the next so many films.
Then he goes on the Vision Quest. He fights the bear. He bangs the chick who's the chick from Twin Peaks.
Yes. But he literally annihilates a whole oil rig and
He does.
kills 50 people, maybe more, and nothing happens. He's just like a hero.
He is a hero, and that's the movies, man.
That's
He's a
kind of
fucking
like, here's the
hero.
thing, though. A lot of people who are doing the weird Trump fighting shit, they're from that era, same as us. They're like middle-aged dudes, so it kind of makes sense. They're like, if I just go in the Capitol and slaughter everyone,
Nothing's
and a
gonna
huge
happen.
bloodbath, I'm a hero.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen to me. I'm gonna be the hero, just like
Yeah.
Steven Seagal or Sylvester Stallone.
They're
man.
like, they're going to the dude's like, I'm going to slaughter everyone in the Capitol, then I'm going to get a blowjob in a red Corvette by an 80s bikini model. Like, they're just thinking it's like Van Damme days and shit, but very,
wish.
very odd.
If only life were that way. It'd be wonderful.
Yeah, who knows? The 20th, maybe it happens. Maybe there's the next Seagal or Chuck Norris type.
Could be.
Invasion USA, Chuck Norris basically fucked everybody up by himself, so
He does.
if you never saw that movie, with 2 MAC-10s, which wouldn't work, but whatever. That's another garbage-ass movie. Do you remember? Have you watched that lately?
I haven't watched it in a little while.
See, oh my God, it's just disgusting.
It's
Like-
wild, man. It is crazy.
They're very exploitative. A lot of women being punched for no reason, like old people being mowed down
No, the
with
main bad
machine
guy.
guns.
The main bad guy, he shoots you. He sticks a gun down in your pants and shoots you in the crotch
Yeah.
to death.
It's very like despicable people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he like punches a lady and breaks her nose in the movie. I think actually Chuck Norris does that too. It's very low rent stuff, but but he did save America. So hey,
He
as
did.
they say, you got to break some eggs to make an
From
omelet out there.
communists. Communists.
Yeah, because it was like Cubans and Russians. I
Yep.
think.
That's another thing. I was watching over the holidays.
Oh yeah,
I watched,
everyone's a communist too,
I watched Rambo 2.
which
over
is
the
one of my
holidays,
favorite movies.
which I haven't
by the
watched
way.
in a while. But here's the thing that's great about Rambo 2. So he's in Vietnam, and then they throw in the Russians too.
Oh,
So he's
yeah.
in Vietnam, and there's like the Vietnamese dudes, and then there's the Russian communist dudes too that they had to just throw in there. So he mix Vietnam with communists,
Yeah,
Russia
I never
dudes.
really
It's
got
great.
that part because they're like POWs, but then there's Russian dudes
the
there
Russian
too. They had to
dudes.
fight. You got to watch Rambo. Movies you should watch: Out for Justice, Invasion USA, of course Rambo too. If you've never seen it,
It's great.
a lot of people, me and him though, because we actually watch movies or have seen them all. They really never saw the movie. It's like
No.
Cobra Kai. I love that show. It's a great show, but I love the first 2 Karate Kid movies. Some of my favorite movies. So I just thought everyone saw those. Then
No.
recently, I realized no one has seen them unless you're like 30-some years old or up.
One of my favorite things about Cobra Kai is there are so many children physically fighting each other, and
It's great.
there are no consequences.
It's
These
great
kids are just fighting each other in the mall. They just all get away and go home. If only life were that
Yes.
awesome that you could do that. You just have a samurai showdown in the fucking food court, and then you just go the fuck
Genius.
home, and everything's cool. No one's going to jail. No one's
Cobra Kai
pressing
is
charges.
a genius exactly for this reason. It's exactly that. They made it exactly like what you'd want.
Yes.
Because in the modern shows, a lot of times they're either just some weird, gritty drama shit, or they're so goofy for kids. You're like, okay, no adult's gonna watch this. But that one and the choreography's good.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's like, okay, the kids are gonna get in a little trouble, but not much. You're like, hell yeah, this rules.
Sweet, man.
If action movies and action shows have real rules, it's boring. It's called one fight. You go to prison for 20 years and your wife leaves you. It's over.
Yeah.
Cobra Kai is like you're gonna sit in a jail till you're 30 and then be 400 pounds. So the fighting in the malls and all that shit, great show. But like I said, I thought people actually watched Karate Kid, and most people never did.
Maybe they'll go back and watch it now. I mean, there's dudes that I work with, they've never seen Gremlins. They've never seen...
shit.
I swear to God, man, it's like, you've never seen fucking Gremlins.
And I get it, though. Like I said, I love Karate Kid 2 especially. And I'm sure not everyone knows Karate Kid. It's just a movie I always watched since I was a kid. So when the show came out, I'm like, man, this is sick. But
classic stuff.
next show, they got to do Invasion USA and Out for Justice to show.
The Out for Justice series.
It'll just be a guy with like eating ravioli and like spitting on people and punching women in the face, and then he'll shoot somebody with a shotgun in the face.
There's a lot of women who get roughed up in Out for Justice, man, especially at the beginning.
They do that on purpose just to make the movie shittier, like scummier.
They do.
Like, why does a lady got to get punched in the face? You're like, oh, just to make the movie seem nasty.
The guy punches a lady in the face like 5 times.
Yeah.
Oof.
Even that, they have like an old school pimp just punching a lady in the face for no reason. You don't need it in the movie.
Well, she got pregnant, man.
That's true.
She
I mean,
let
he's
the-
got to flip he flips the dude in the car, but
He's like, yeah, smashes him head first through the windshield.
it just has to prove that Seagal doesn't follow actual protocol or rules in
No.
policing. See, if I could be a cop like that, I would do it. Not this shit where you just pull someone over and beat him down. I'm talking about martial arts,
Yeah.
fucking stakeouts with machine. Do they have this shit at the precinct? You just get machine guns and shit and just do whatever you want? I'm ready for that.
Here's what you need to do. Smash somebody's face through a window of some sort.
Yeah.
That's
Cool
always
shit,
happening in
man.
those movies, man.
Cool. I'm not beating some guy down the ground and choking him. Fuck that.
Nah.
I'm talking about cool karate shit. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not going to be a cop. No offense. But there were a few cops who would listen to this, so hold the line out there, boys.
So what else we got? We're going...
What do we
getting
got?
to
20?
almost 26
Oh, we're
minutes?
26 minutes. Let's see. What's the last thing? Let's talk about something else for about 5 minutes.
You said something. What did you have when you came in? There was something you wanted to talk about.
That was many moons ago.
It's forgotten.
I don't know.
Ponderosa.
Oh, yeah, that's it. We went to Ponderosa. So, quick story about Ponderosa, since people love our shitty food stuff. I said to Steve, I'm like, man, we should go for some wings from Ponderosa last week. He calls Ponderosa, and they have wings. And the buffet was open, so
Yeah.
he picked me up, and we went. Tell him about it, Steve.
Well, I didn't know what to expect. This is a COVID world.
Yeah.
The fact that a buffet still exists was mind-blowing to me, especially Ponderosa buffet. And we went there, and you had to wear a mask, and you had to get gloves
Yeah.
every time that you went to the buffet to get shit. So
One thing that was nice, the gloves fit. My hands aren't huge, but I wear gloves every day, and it's annoying depending on sizing. And they actually fit, and you could use them. So you did look ridiculous, but whatever.
here's the thing about Ponderosa always is that Ponderosa and the truck stop are like the same people.
Same exact people.
The same people are going to the truck stop.
There's more kids at Ponderosa.
There's more kids than at the truck stop, but it's the same people that you will run into at a truck stop that you're going to run into at Ponderosa. So
Yes.
I felt it's good to go to places like that. It's great to go to places like that because, dude, this fancy shit, man, I'm not into it. I mean,
No.
you give me a choice of some fancy shit or Ponderosa or truck stop. I'm going to pick Ponderosa or the truck stop every time.
The thing is, though, at the Ponderosa, it's if you like that food like we do, like I think it's good. Now, my steak was not good.
My steak was terrible, but usually
Yeah.
Ponderosa steak is pretty good.
It's usually not bad, but mine was not good.
No, it was not good.
Like, it'll make you rethink eating meat after that last steak I had. I couldn't even, I'll finish anything, and I was like, I can't eat this.
I finished mine, but it was not good.
Yeah. But my wings were very good. Mashed potatoes were very good. What else did I eat? Some cookies. Really good cookies, too.
Yeah, you must. The dessert plate is a must. You can't just get one dessert.
No.
You must get all desserts.
Yes.
You have to have ice cream, cookies, whatever
Yeah, you
type
got to
of
mix it up together, too.
weird pudding
Yeah.
they have.
Definitely.
They got the cheesecake is the greatest. It's just like a shitty no-bake cheesecake, but it's the greatest shitty no-bake cheesecake on earth. I ate like 5 pieces of it.
Speaking of cheesecake, so I had made a joke about cheesecake or something. I don't remember when. My friend's like, man, you'd made that joke, so then I wanted cheesecake. He's like, so I went to this Chinese restaurant on Christmas, and they're like, oh, we have cheesecake. So then it was just from Aldi's, literally in the Aldi's container. And I was like, was it good? He goes, it was fucking awesome.
Oh, that's good that it was good.
I just like that they didn't even bother to act like it was from anywhere else. They're just like, oh, here it is in the container from Aldi's.
Well,
Cheesecake's good.
At least they tried.
Oh, that's it, because someone got me cheesecake, and there was no toppings. Now, you don't have to have toppings, but you got to offer them to me at least. Plain cheesecake with no toppings, it was like $6 a fucking slice.
You know what's mind-blowing to me is that there is a place called Cheesecake Factory, and it is a
Yes.
fancy place.
Yes.
any place called Factory. I mean, you're fucking kidding me, man. Like,
I don't think it's really even a factory for the cheesecake, is it?
I think they just get them frozen and fucking deliver it on a truck.
Cheesecakes are good there, I'll be honest. The rest of the food, my man Zach loves Cheesecake Factory. The menus, menus like this, you don't need a menu this fucking big.
No.
This shit's all from a microwave, man. Like, we all know it's coming from the same spot. But the cheesecake, I do like a cheesecake.
It's coming
factory.
from the factory. There's the factory in the back. They got all kinds of machines.
They
and
have a bunch of microwaves. You put some random ass shit in.
Cranks and conveyor belts and stuff going on back there. There's a
guy
smokestack. There's like a big furnace and a smokestack going back there, man. I mean, that's what a factory is, right?
It's weird because, would you really want a cheesecake, like an actual cheesecake from a factory?
No.
Like, I've been in multiple factories.
Would, but most people probably would not.
Yeah, you're right. I would. Okay, I would eat it.
I would eat it.
But like a cheesecake coming on a conveyor belt, like an old man, with like dirty gloves finagling it. That's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a lady baking it, right? Cooking it in the fucking kitchen. Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like a grandma-looking lady?
Anything with factory in it is usually pretty good. There's Sandwich Factory. Their logo is a big hoagie with a smokestack on it.
Local spot, but I'm going to say this again. The meatball sub. If you take their meatball sub is slices like this.
Yeah, it's
that's
like a
meatloaf.
giant meatloaf
That's
meatball,
meatloaf.
and they
Sorry,
slice
people.
it up and put it on the sandwich.
You
It's
can't
good.
call that a meatball sub.
It's good as hell, though.
It is good.
It's good.
Here's one thing I'll say about Sandwich Factory, not to get too far off. The bread's not that good. For all the people at home who love a good sandwich,
It's
you got to
okay.
have better bread.
It's not that bad.
It's not that good, though, either.
I like it.
They need to have a better roll. That shit's straight from fucking Walmart roll. You got to do better than that.
I remember long ago, Rob came up with the idea of having a porno series called Jerk Factory.
Yeah, Jerk Factory.
It's like Jerk Factory 1 through 75. And the logo for Jerk Factory was going to be a factory. The smokestack was a cock that was ejaculating.
Think about that. Would you buy them?
I would.
If you leave a comment, I'll send you one.
You're getting Jerk Factory number 54.
Yes. I'm going to put out a thing and just like random people can send me videos as long as they're adults. And then I'm just going to send them to you. I'm not even going to look at them. I'm not going to open it. It's just going to be directly forwarded to you. So you could get anything. You could find your next husband, your next wife. You don't know. You never know. You never know.
Anything can happen.
Anything. Especially in a 75, videos. Those are each 13 hours long. We have a good friend. He used to go back to the porno stores back in the day, and he'd buy like 16-hour pornos. He'd buy like 12 at a time.
I could not. It was just a inhuman amount of pornography.
He'd just take months off of work. He'd take a 30-day work,
I don't know how you could even. I don't know how it was possible to watch that much pornography.
You probably had to have an IV or something like that. Personal nurse, just to make it through the month.
You just get dehydrated. Think about how much that is too. And those were shitty pornos. Those type ones that were like the 13-hour ones. There was very little quality on those types. Those bargain DVDs. They were pretty low level. You're getting
you might get half a scene that was decent.
You're getting some really awful shit.
The rest is like filmed on Skid Row in like a 10 or something.
Those are the ones where like it's just I would say a 99.9% chance that all of the people that were in those are now dead.
They're long dead.
AIDS,
they died
drugs,
after.
Something
they died
happened
days
to them.
later after they were filmed.
But hey, their memory lives on forever.
Yeah.
It will never be forgotten.
Bargain bin porno.
People are still masturbating to these people. Yeah. They're ghosts. They're watching as you're doing it, and it will live on forever through pornography.
That's what we got to bring up next is ghosts. That's what we're going to start having individual episodes of this where it's just 20 minutes just talking about if you believe in ghosts.
I don't believe in ghosts anymore.
I don't believe it. I believe in ghosts if it's not religious. Does that make sense?
I don't know.
Like a spirit? I'll say a spirit. It's just because it seems cool.
Spirits.
Yeah. So that's it. Steve, I'm going to ask him real quick. So are spirits alive?
Spirit. What the fuck are you talking? Are they alive? I would assume that if they're a spirit, they're dead. Here's the other thing. I drove by a place.
Energy can't die, remember, bro? It's just...
I drove by a place the other day, and it was like a closed-down bar, and it said, like, food, spirits.
Spirits.
That's just the type of thing that you don't see anymore. Like, who says that? Like, hey, I'm going to go out for some spirits.
It's only
like,
certain places will say spirit. No one says that.
Spirits.
But you'll see spirits on, like, a bar or something.
To me, I feel like I'm going to a place that says spirits. There's going to be, like, a seance or some shit going on.
Yes.
I don't want to go. If I walk in, it's a bar, because we don't drink. But, like, if I go in, it's just like, what the fuck, man? Where's the ghosts? I want some fucking Casper up in here, man. Like, what's
I feel
sign
like a
says
spirit at a
spirits?
bar would be like a guy who looked like Ben Franklin.
Yeah.
He's drinking
I agree.
Bush Light or
Yeah,
something.
but a guy with like the spectacles. And
Wait, so do you believe in spirits? Because here's the thing. I'll ask you first, then Frisco Dave. If I do one with him, first thing I'm going to ask right off the bat from the show. I'm like, okay, Dave, do you believe in spirits? He's like, what? What do you mean spirits? I mean, I saw a spirit once.
he goes some bullshit fucking story.
Some totally made up fucking nightmare of a tale. I mean, I did see one when I was out in Sandusky one time.
It'd be very. One thing's for sure, the story would be very long-winded.
It'll be 2 hours long. How he took a shit in a Circle K parking lot. But
oh man.
So back to this. We're gonna finish this up in the next few minutes. Does Steve Assault believe in spirits?
I would like. When I was a young man, I believed in ghosts, but that's one of those things that's really lost its oomph. To me, I feel like if ghosts existed, with all our modern technology, we would have proven it and figured it out by now.
You never seen Ghost Adventures, bro?
Yeah, man, that's just
they
bullshit.
fucking see it every time, every week.
But I figured we'd have found that out and figured it out by now. There'd be a better, but we don't. Honestly, they seem more real when I was a kid. You're watching some show with Leonard Nimoy.
I've been watching a little show called Unsolved Mysteries again. And Unsolved Mysteries, of course, if you watch the original, which for some reason I've watched them. I started watching them on Prime, and then they put them on YouTube, so now I watch them even more. But the old ones, here's what they'd have. Always ghost stories. And they were totally serious. Alien stories. Also, amnesia.
Oh, amnesia.
It'd be like that's just a guy, they find him in a California town. He can't figure out who he is.
I mean, at this
but
point,
ghosts for them, they're like serious business, like about ghosts. So now I'm like, maybe ghosts are real. But like I said, I'm not religious, so this would just have to be a spirit thing, not a religion like God thing. Does that make sense to people at home?
I guess.
You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. There was a girl I knew, she didn't believe in ghosts. Then I was like, what if they're not religious? What if it's just like a spirit thing? Then she's like, I do believe now. Like right when I said it. Profound.
We'll have to talk about this next time.
So Steve's a yes for ghosts in the past, but not for now.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't know.
One last question. If you do believe in ghosts, which you said you kind of do, can there be evil ghosts or only good ghosts?
I mean, I guess there'd be both. There'd be both ghosts, wouldn't there? I only believe that ghosts are the predator, like in the cloaked mode anyways.
Oh.
So I guess then they would be evil.
You know what? That would be cool for a Trump thing if there was a predator that showed up. Maybe
It'd be
he's like,
sweet.
these are the last people I can hunt on Earth. So he comes down.
It'd be good.
He
It'd be
impales
sweet.
like Mike Pence's head with the big spear thing that's like...
Mike Pence, I almost feel badly for you, but you fucking
Nah, he
deserve what
sucks.
you get. You deserve every fucking shitty thing that happens
Guy's
to you.
worth probably $100 million. Man, he's going to go sit on a fucking island for the rest of his life.
I mean, a lot of people are kind of like, he's doing the right things. No. The guy's still a piece of shit. He still hates gay people. He still thinks gay people can and should be converted. He's probably just a gay man himself.
Of course he is.
But the guy's a piece of shit. He deserves every awful thing that
No.
fucking happens to him, no matter what he does moving forward.
The thing is, though, all those people, the politicians that are, say they were always pro-Trump, now they're not, and they're like, he's bad. They look the worst.
I agree.
Because it's like, well, he was always the same guy. It makes more sense if you just stand with him the whole time. To me, the guys are like, hey, I still got his back. That makes more sense because like the guy always sucked.
Yes.
You know? You can't be like, oh, he did this, now it's over. It's like, okay, he did a lot of other shit too. If you're going to have his back, just have his back. He might pardon you.
Maybe.
He might pardon us.
Yes. He might pardon me after my militia lays waste to an unnamed capital.
West Side Militia. We're at West Side Bowl right now. Yeah, an unnamed capital. The feds will come over tomorrow.
Yeah, they're coming.
Is there anything else you want to talk about, Steven?
Nope.
Okay, well, thank you guys. We will see you soon. Signing out.